How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, now this is Cooking with the Crandalls. I'm Art Crandall.
And I'm Art Crandall.
And that means that we got a good cooking show for you guys today. All right, now we usually do 30-minute shows.
Yep.
But just for the next 3 shows, we're going to do 10-minute intervals and do a couple entree platters per show.
That's right, and that's what we're going to try to do.
All right.
So we'll try to do it.
Well, I mean, it's all about, we're going to do the 10-minute show, but it's 10-minute cooking. So, I mean, don't, prep. We just prepped a little bit. Trust me.
Rock and roll, baby.
It is what it is, after all. All right, so.
Today we're going to go and we're going to make some kind of good stuff. We're going to make a spaghetti, say your everyday average spaghetti or angel hot pasta. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to pan-sear some steak on top of that.
Excellent. While you're describing that, I'm just going to take some heavy cream, pour it in a saucepan. Now, for the steak today, we're going to make a cream-based blue cheese dressing kind of for the sauce.
Nice, nice. And, of course, that is really, really popular right now. We have the blue cheese dressings on a lot of things. So it will be the blue cheese, like Art said, a dressing over the meat portion, and we try to use a very low-fat grade of meat, very high-tasting, low-fat, and then we're going to put it over the spaghetti and then stir it over, and then what I'm going to be doing is cutting up some tomatoes to put over that, and then with a little scallions on it. Now, my question to you is, for parents, for ease of eating, what type of chop should I use here?
Now, usually there's 3 types of chops that are usually used. There's the Parmentier, the Macédoine, and the Brunoise, which we've talked about. Now, the Parmentier is the 1/2-inch dice, the Macédoine is the 1/4-inch dice, and the Brunoise is the 1/8-inch dice. Now, I think we should use the Macédoine.
The 1/4-inch dice.
The 1/4-inch dice.
Very good.
For that one. Okay.
Very good.
Now, usually on our shows, we like to describe what we're making before we make it. In this instance, we have to actually prepare it while we're talking.
Right.
So I have the cream-based sauce. Now, as you can see, it's already cooking. It's on the stove right now. Now, just for flavor, we're going to add a little bit of the blue cheese, which we're actually going to have to crumble ourselves. I suggest getting a nice aged blue cheese with more flavor. You'll see a lot of blue cheese dressing not have a lot of the crumbles. Now I'm a fan of those crumbles. Itself. So I'm going to cut a couple of mushrooms for the steak dish that we're going to have. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now these mushrooms, of course, you can pick and choose. Go to the grocery store, grab a couple of mushrooms that look fresh. All right?
Okay.
You can do a lot with them, but today we're just going to slice them for this.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. So here is your tomatoes.
Excellent. So we're going to put that in.
Yep.
While you're talking. As you can see, we start to...
and a nice Macédoine cut right there. So I'll leave that right here for Art.
Excellent. And I'm going to throw the cheese right in there. Now the cheese is actually going to melt. It's going to bond to the cream, and it's going to thicken the sauce itself. It's already a cream, so it's a little heavy. So just a little bit will do, and just for the flavor profile. Okay. Now you're going to want to take either a whisk or a rubber spoon to do this. And you want to turn the heat down a little bit. Now while that's going on, we already have our cooking, the pasta, spaghetti all set.
And, you can do that well in advance. Just keep it warm, whether it's through a little olive oil, a little butter, whatever you want to use. You can always pre-cook it. It's like rice. Rice you can always put in the refrigerator.
Exactly.
Spaghetti the same exact way.
So what I did was we had our meat patties. Now I got the sauteing beef portion. Now all it's USDA, and there's Prime, Choice, Select. Okay. Now this is actually choice meat. Like we said, we're using a lower grade, but it's going sauteed, and we're going to put it right in with the dish.
Now Prime is the very highest cut of meat you can get.
Prime is.
Prime, USDA graded Prime, and then there's Select.
Yep, and Choice is in the middle.
And Choice is in the bottom. So you choose...
It's Select at the bottom, actually.
Select is at the bottom.
Which is kind of ironic, because you're not really selecting the best.
No.
No.
No. Hey, let's select some of that meat over there. That's okay. Hey, that's my choice, though, right there.
Yeah, that's my choice.
And then you turn around and go, well, out of that choice, I think that's the prime piece.
The prime piece.
There you go. Easy way to remember.
Exactly.
Okay. Now what I've done is cut up some scallions, and I'm going to drape them in to the tomatoes. And so what Art can do is to basically turn around, and when he puts this onto the meat, it'll basically look a little more colorful too. So it'll be nice. And it will add, of course, some flavor.
Now, as you can see, the blue cheese has already bonded with the heavy cream. Just stirring it together. Now, if you actually let that sit for a little, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, it's going to thicken up. And it's actually going to turn into more of a solid. And as you can see, we have the beef right here. Got just a little bit of oil because this beef is high in fat, and the fat actually melts while it's cooking in the pan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We've picked and it's kind of an oxymoron. We said it's a leaner type of meat, but of course there is some fat in there.
Of course.
Okay.
Now we have the mushrooms right now, which I'm going to add. Let the beef cook a little bit longer, and then we're going to saute the shrooms in it.
Okay.
For that.
Now what I'm going to do just as an appetizer here is going to be really very simple. And we can all do this at home. Take some nice beefsteak tomatoes because, of course, they're right in season, you know. So just turn around and slice them right up. And then what I'm going to do is it's really kind of simple. You can do a couple different ways. You could do a blue cheese type of crumbled blue cheese on it, and but we already have blue cheese.
We already have blue cheese. We have that element now.
So what I want to do is to put, I'm going to go with feta cheese on here.
Go Greek.
Go Greek on it. That's right. I was in a fraternity. You were in a fraternity too, right?
Of course.
All right.
Go Greek or go home. Actually, I think the expression's go big or go home, but
go big.
That's not what we said.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this out there. Okay. I've got some cheese, feta cheese now. If you're a fine aficionado of feta cheese, you can get the block cheese. You could get, already in the brine, in the brine. You can get it taken out. I've just got the crumbles here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some crumbles over it. Just a little right now. And then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on it, which will make it really nice. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. Okay.
Now, while you're doing that, as you can see, the beef's already cooking. It's becoming very juicy. So we're just going to flip over a few of them and just keep them going, Yep. And I'm going to add the mushrooms right now. Okay. Now, what we're going to try to do today is we're going to try to make a tower out of this. We're going to have the spaghetti down the bottom. We're going to have the beef, the mushrooms, and I think we'll have a little bit of the diced tomato, and you chopped up some scallions.
I did in there. I did. Now, here's what the tomatoes look like.
Oh, okay.
Okay, with the feta cheese and stuff. You can add more feta. You can cut it up. Some people might like to just put a little slice right down down the middle of all of them, so it would be easier to
for a party.
Yeah, and to separate and stuff like that.
Even toothpicks would work with it.
Toothpicks would work quite well. All right.
Okay. Now we've got our sauce. We've got the spaghetti. Now all we're waiting for is the beef. Now while the beef's cooking, which it's cooking on high, of course, you're going for the searing look.
Yep.
We're going to add a little bit of a mixture I have. A little bit of salt, pepper, and some crushed garlic onto that. Okay. So as we're doing this, got 2 minutes left, so we're going to try to speed up the process here.
Okay. And, I'm going to throw some spaghetti in here.
You go ahead and throw some spaghetti with that.
Thank you.
There you go. Of course, you know how we do.
Yep.
Anything we can find, we'll cook with.
Yep. All right. So here's the spaghetti. I'm going to put it right over here for you.
All right. Now this is how I actually like the meat right now. It's Pittsburgh style. 30 seconds on each side.
30 seconds on each side.
30 seconds.
Alrighty.
All right, now the best part is we can put it right on the top.
Yeah.
Again, this is a thin cut of meat, so it cooks very quickly. A couple of mushrooms up the top. All right.
Looks really good.
Looks very good. Okay.
And then you want to take the
little bit
sauce
of,
first?
Yeah,
or
no,
what?
we'll do this first.
Yep.
Okay, a little bit of the tomatoes up the top. And then, of course, our blue cheese.
That looks
Cream dressing.
absolutely delicious. Oh,
Okay. Now,
our producer Mike is just, hell yeah.
now you have your own very meal right there. That was 10 minutes.
Look at
what
that
I'm
little
talking about.
appetizer before.
A little appetizer,
And
and
then
then
go
of
right
course,
in.
the main course. You got
Not-
your spaghetti, your beef, diced tomatoes, scallions, and the little blue cheese cream sauce up the top. I'm Art Crandall.
I'm Mark Crandall.
That's Cooking with the Crandalls. Baby. We'll
Absolutely.
see you next time.
Take care. Bye-bye.